So Wanda, Toy, you both talk about feelings, thoughts, and emotions, emotions, feelings, and thoughts. There's some overlap in how you introduce these things. Talk to us about how you see the connection and how our students can use that connectivity to establish their entrepreneurial success. Wanda, let's start with you.
Well, first, I want to say that Toy is a beast. I love her material. I mean, the way she breaks it down, I was like cheering her on with pom-poms as I was watching her module, and I loved it. I loved it. This is one of my areas that I love. I mean, Tony, you and I did a course on the emotional me and letting men understand that it's okay to have emotions. And one of the things that I see why I thought it was important, because when we look at the spectrum of emotional intelligence and how it's a key factor in being an entrepreneur, being a leader, just being responsible for decision making, stress management, all the things that are key and integral to entrepreneurship, I thought that we needed to practice the naming the emotion. And so that's why I focused on emotions, thoughts, and actions, because naming that emotions identifies it, so we're not just acting out, right? And then understanding the thought that we've that's connected to that emotion, so then we can start to self-regulate, and so our actions will be intentional and productive towards moving forward to entrepreneurial success. So that's why I used emotions, because first of all, that's just my area. Second of all, it's so important in being able to self-regulate. Toy?
Yes, Wanda, I can appreciate the fact that you started your module, which is before mine, really kind of honing in on emotions, because I did focus on thoughts, feelings, and actions. Because one, you feel something, you think it, and then you're just like, okay, what should I do next? And again, that thought determines your action, like all of that matters. So it is emotions and thoughts, and then your feelings, and all of those things, and they all kind of go together, but they're not interchangeable.
Right.
And we want to make sure we're clear about that they're not interchangeable, and you have control over them to a degree. You're going to feel what you feel, and that is okay. But your next step in that process, you can determine. And that's what we really kind of walk through throughout this course material. And it helps you with your mindset. It helps you determine what is your next best move.
Yeah.
And it also helps you determine your why, right? So, because if you understand what your why is, it helps you stay on course.
I love it.
So, yes.
So if I understand you both correctly, you're talking about not only the physical manifestation of how these things show up, but you're also talking about harnessing them in a way that you can use them to propel you to accomplish your goals. Am I correct in assuming that?
Absolutely. Because it's critical. I mean, everything kind of starts with an emotion and a thought, and then your feelings and an action. Because without those things, you're just kind of going through the motions. If you're disconnected, why is this important? Why are you doing it? And you'll ask yourself those questions and you get stuck. When you can truly identify what those things are, you can move forward with clarity, which is something I absolutely talk a little bit more about in my module. Be clear about what it is you're feeling and what you want to do. So if you're not clear, you can't really move forward in excellence. You'll just be doing.
Yeah. And I love this. Emotional intelligence, one of the definitions is understanding emotional information. See, emotions give us information. And this makes me think about, in your module, Tony, you talk about fear and how we look at fear and how it drives towards success. So you pull from these conversations that Toy and I have in our modules and close it out, right?
Absolutely. And I would say for the user, for the student, if you're trying to figure out how to connect these things, just keep in mind that it's important for you to own your feelings, own your emotions, have an understanding of what the impacts of those things are on your decision-making, harness them, and direct them accordingly. Let them be the engine behind what you do moving forward to growing your business and changing your mindset.